Wine Library TV. I am your host, Gary Vaynerchuk, and this, my friends, is the Thunder Show, aka the internet's most passionate wine program. And Mott, let me tell you something. I just looked at you for the first time. Your golden locks are growing. Your hair is long up in here. And this is a very special episode for many different reasons. Most of all, because it is the secret pack. I hope a bunch of you got these in the mail. We sold hundreds of these, so I think that we're sitting with a whole bunch of people right now ready to enjoy this. I want to thank you for sharing this opportunity with me. I hope we get to enjoy, learn, taste off of each other. This is a really great opportunity. Always fun to do it. We'll be announcing a new secret pack next week because I think this is just the most fun to taste along with my fan base out there. I know you've got these in front of you, and I'm going to break these down in a different way because it makes it fun for me. I'd be remiss not to wish a happy new year to a lot of the viewers out there. I need to run out soon. Sun's coming down. Looks like the sun's been down all day. Big happy new year to all of you. Also, I want to send my condolences to all the New York Met fans, which I have a lot of friends that are Met fans. They're absolutely crushed today. Another devastating end to the season. Mott's putting up the choke sign. We have a Phillies fan in the crowds. So a lot of people feeling that. And then obviously, you know, if you don't know this is not about Lawrence Taylor, my friends. Your New York Jets put up a astonishing 56 points yesterday, Mr. Mott. 8 touchdowns. I mean, that's a lot of scoring, my friend. Actually, we scored 7. There were some field goals in there. But far through 6, and I'm just saying, AJ and I were sitting in San Diego, and I was sitting there in the second half. We're getting our faces beaten, and I said, bro, I don't know about you, but are you watching what's happening? I feel like there's a little chemistry in the passing game. Sure enough, we came out and just shellackled a very good Cardinals team that should have beaten the Redskins last week, by the way, in Washington. And the Redskins went out and beat America's team. You know, very interesting stuff. The football season can get interesting. I'm not getting too excited, but we have a bye, 2 weeks. Brett gets ready to go. Let's focus on the vinos. A couple other house cleaning things before we do that. I want to talk about the October 11th party concept thing, the big weekend, the open house at Wine Library. Mott, link it up. Go into the forums. Here is basically the game plan. We have our super tasting on the 13th and 14th. Monday and Tuesday of Columbus Day at the Manor in West Orange. Mott, can you link up the super tasting too? I heard the Monday tickets are almost sold out, or maybe sold out. We have some tickets for Tuesday, but we're doing a whole weekend festivities, including a major sale. Mott, I want you to zoom out here. I want you to show them this. I want to see what you show them too. Zoom in a little bit here for them. Let's go outside here. I mean, this is really, I really want people to get the grasp of why we're having this sale. This is usually, and people have seen this in the past, just an area where we have, you know, hallway, right? Storage. It's normally hallway. So, but as you can see, 2005 Bordeaux has completely engrossed our store. So, we're going to have the biggest sale in wine library retail history. So, the store just worried. History coming up, and it's going to start on October probably 9th. I was just in meetings all day trying to figure this out. But the 11th, I'm going to put some more items on sale. We have to really clear out like thousands of wines to make room for the 6,000. There's only 2,000 up here. 65 to 8,500 cases of 2005 Bordeaux. We're taking the rest in, Mott, that are coming in the water. A lot of you bought 05 Bordeaux. And so we're going to have a 6 sale. We're going to even have to cut our SKUs that we normally carry probably for a month or two just to make the room for all this wine that's coming. And so we're thinking about starting it on the 11th. That's a Saturday. It'll be too much hoopla. We're going to start on the 9th on the website. But the 11th, I'm going to add more stuff. Plus, I'm going to be in the store all day. So come to the open house on the 11th. There's going to be a 6 sale. I'm just going to be on the floor helping everybody. 10-minute max for each person. Hopefully, that'll be enough to give everybody enough time. Then you'll come into my office. We'll clear this out. We'll cram everybody in here. And I think it's going to be just cram city if we have as many people as last time. But we'll just cram this whole thing out. We'll move the couch. And we'll have everybody in here tight as a rock. And we'll tape an episode of WLTV. Then, in the forum, Mott, that's what you're looking up, you'll need to set up your own tastings at night. There's a lot of local Vaniacs that are taking the lead and going to have a night tasting on Saturday. Sunday, I have the Jets. I am willing to go to its tasting Sunday night in New York City, 8, 9, 10 p.m., 8, 9 starting time. So if anybody starts one, I will appear. Just start a thread, hit up Mott. I'll go to that official party, whoever gets one first. And then we'll see you Monday or Tuesday at the super tasting. So if you're ever going to schlep, fly into Wine Library like a lot of people did in the past, or drive up. That is the weekend. Highly recommend you get here on Saturday morning. Hit up the sale. Saturday night, there's going to be plenty of tastings. Sleep over. Monday's the day you want to be here. And Tuesday for the super tasting. Sickest thing. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, talked about the cruise. We've got the corkage fee. I'll get more into the cruise later in the week. Big anniversary shout out to Ian and Lisa. Ian Doran, our #1 wine guy. Is that 1 year? It's not 1 year. Let's get into this. I hope you fast forwarded all that mumbo jumbo. Anyway, Finca di Arante, 2005 Albarino, $15 US, 90 points. Jay Miller from the Diaz Baix, the area for Albarino. What's really exciting about this secret pack, I've never done this before, but this was based on not being so happy with the wines last time. All 4 of these wines have touched the Rainer lips in the past. All 4 of these wines I have tasted in the past. However, all of them I have tasted long ago. They were buying decision wines. I've liked them all. You know, several months, maybe the Gretti I slipped into something not too long ago that I taped for somebody else, but I didn't really go break it through. All of these wines I have had in the past, I have liked, and I was the reason they were brought into Wine Library. But I've not had in months, so it's enough for me to do a show. But I wanted this to be more of a recommendation secret pack because I feel comfortable. I know so many of you are bringing people together to taste these wines, so I just want to make sure they rock the hizzy because that's what we do. And so that's why I picked these wines. We got a big ass glass here. I'm super pumped. Jets are beating people's necks in. Mott's in the house with the golden locks. I mean, those are long, Mott. And I'm ready to taste some wine. Let's give this wine a snippy sniff. So, let's break this down. We're all together. I think the first thing you're going to pick up on the nose is that lemon zest. Do you get that like freshly squeezed lemon component coming through on the nose? What comes through for me is that lemon is being squirted over like a cream pie. So it's like cream pie squirted with lemon on top. And a little like radish. Do you get the little radish? There's a little sharpness on your nose. That little burn, it's not like, it's like radish. So it's radish and cream pie and a little lemon zest on top. There is a little smokiness as well. Quite nice on the nose. Very clean, very crisp. 15 bones. Let's give it a whirl. Please, if you've got the secret pack, and we've definitely been low on comments. I've been traveling, I'm sure. Let's leave some comments in this episode. This is going to be a huge question of the day. And I want comments about the wines. If you agreed, give me your step-by-step. Even leave comments as you're tasting, if you're that savvy with the computer. Because I'm going to take all of tomorrow night, I allocated like 2 hours, to read every comment from this episode. So please, if you have anything to say, anything you've been wanting to tell me, like how awesome I am, you know, anything, leave it in this episode, that's for sure. Love to see what people's take is on this wine. Medium body, great crispness, can't avoid the obvious golden Granny Smith apples that just pelt you in the mouth until you can't breathe. You're like suffocating up in here, but it's all Granny Smith apples and you want to breathe. That's how many Granny Smith apples I'm tasting on this wine. Let me give it one more shot. I get this really interesting, like, hay acorn thing. Middle America, you know what I'm talking about. You know, so a little hay, acorn, Granny Smith apple, good acidity on the back end, but not razor sharp. There is no switchblade cutting your tongue. This is just a polished, rounded, smoother type white wine. Little alcohol, not too bad, 12.5, barely tasting it. This is more about the apples, the crispness, the fall freshness. This to me is a beautiful wine to have with crudo. You know, octopus, squid, fish. I'm all bowdy and rowdy on this wine, like Master P would say, and I'm feeling it. I think Jay Miller's 90-point score is extremely accurate here. To me, this is an 89 plus, 90 plus, 91-point wine. You know, any given Sunday kind of thing. I mean, the Chiefs beat the Broncos. What? I would have bet the library on it, Mott. I mean, I would have really got like broken kneecaps. This is a very, very solid white wine to me. I'm curious what you guys think. Leave a comment right now. I think for a whole generation, this wine's going to be a little too light for some people. However, I think the complexities on the mid-palate and the finish, and just the overall drinkability, it's an easy drink. To me, just really kills a lot of Pinot Grigio in the similar price point. And I'm really trying to get people to try different wines. Albariño are hot on the scene. 12, 13 bucks, I'd be a little bit happier. 15 pushing it a hair. But really good stuff. And again, food pairings. If you've got, shellfish or anything like that in front of you, a lot of you guys are having parties. I wouldn't say chorizo or guacamole. Those things are going to be too big for this wine. But like a light fish, light salads, maybe a crab cake. Do you have shrimp? You have a shrimp? Don't put it in the sauce. Take your shrimp right now. Bite it. Taste it with this. You're going to see a totally different thing going on. And I'm feeling it. Solid. Not crushing it out of the park. I'm going to end up going 89 plus on this. I liked it a little bit more last time. More of a 91 point wine for me. But in that range. Still 15 bones. Solid effort. Good start to Secret Pack. Let's move on. This one I'm very excited about. I'm curious to see how this goes over. Again, multiple comments on this episode would be fine if you're tasting along and having fun. This could be a lot of fun. Somebody did it last time. I thought it was really neat. They're like, every 15, 20 minutes they came in with a comment. It was kind of fun. So that's where that's from Jan from the last episode. This one comes from Copain, which is a great little Syrah producer. It's 2005. This is like their second label. They call it the Le Javier Mendocino Syrah. 15% whole cluster berry Syrah. It's 100% Syrah wine. 16 US dollars, 90 points Robert Parker, 14% alcohol content, great vintage, great score from Parker for a $16 Syrah from California. I mean, just stunning. Copan is a very hot winery. Again, 15% of this is whole berry cluster. It's a more expensive way to kind of go about it. So for 16 bones, a really fair opportunity. Gorgeous color. I mean, let's pour a little bit out for all the maniacs that couldn't be here with us. I mean, let's do that. And now let's give it a sniffy sniff because, I don't know if you know about this. We sniffy snip up in here. Up in here. Gorgeous fruit. So if you're smelling this right now along with me, you're looking into the camera, let's give this one more smell. I think what you're going to notice is a gorgeous combination of pomegranate meets blackberries. Take a pomegranate, peel it, put it apart. It may take you 4 hours. Get all the little seeds out of there. Take some blackberries, squish them together, throw them in your mouth, smell them. You're going to get that pomegranate, blackberry, even like a blackberry, like a jamminess coming through, like hot jam being made for like a tort. So really interesting stuff. I also get something very interesting. I get a little bit of a Slim Jim thing going on in the nose. And if you've eaten Slim Jims, and if you've eaten so many like me that by the 8th one you're bored and you like start slicing them opening them, doing different things with them, you'll recognize on the tail end, especially after you get that grape soda, blackberry, pomegranate thing, on the tail end, you get a little of that spiciness that I used to get from a Slim Jim. Tabasco-y kind of thing going on, which I like quite a bit. Very fruit-driven, though. Little hint of the Macho Man Randy Savage and the Slim Jim on the back end. Let's give it a whirl. Great tannins. This is going to go over very well. I have a feeling this is going to be a very popular wine with a lot of you out there. Give it one more shot. I want you to do something right now with me. Right before you taste this, as it's going in your mouth, when it's open, do you get that gorgeous like marshmallow thing going on? Like fluff. I want to call it marshmallow. I want to call it cotton candy. Fluffy light. You know what I mean? Like, just go with it here. Right there. Like, right as it's about to hit my mouth. The aroma from the wine coats your mouth and your tongue a little bit with this beautiful, beautiful flavor profile. That's probably my favorite thing about this wine. That subtle taste right before I taste it. Anticipation a lot of times, better than the actual event. Let's give it one more shot. Love it. I get some tobacco. I get some really beautiful blueberries, blackberries. There's nice firm tannins. It's medium to full body, good long finish. I wouldn't say great long finish, but good. Very chocolatey, cocoa-y, tannicky on the back end, which I like quite a bit. This is a very popular style of wine without going over the top. This is what Syrah does when it's not a fruit bomb, over the top, too extracted, and it tastes like a dessert wine. This tastes like Syrah, like your old Crow's Hermitage Syrah. I think Parker did a nice job scoring this wine. I think this wine will last for 3 to 5 years. I think if you've opened it right now or in the last hour, I would love to see what you think about this tomorrow, because I've had a bottle like that. That's how I had it. The next day, it rocked the house, which makes me think 2 to 4 years from now, this wine has spectacular complexities. Now, this wine was supposed to be a $25 retail wine, so at 16 bucks, I think it's a roaring steal. I agree with Parker. I'm going 90 plus in this wine. I like it quite a bit, mainly based on its balance. You know, to me, life is not black and white. It's not issue to issue, blue or red. I think there's a lot to be said about the middle, and to me, this is a very middle wine. Not too over the top, definitely not old world and stinky, plenty of fruit, but not over the top. You know, perfect makeup. Makes sense? Gorgeous wine, 16 bones, 90 plus, 3 to 5 years drinking, and I definitely think the kind of wine you put a case of, wait for, and then 3 to 4 years now, you are like, oh yeah, remember this, that crazy Gary guy, remember him? He was on the internet. This wine, we should try it. You drink it, you know, it's 2012 now, and you're like, can you believe it's 2012? And you love it. That's this kind of wine. And then you're like, what, we paid 16 bones? That's when it really rocks the hizzy. That's why I'm doing this, the legacy of it. I can't wait for you to rewatch this. I'm going to be all gray and disgusting, like Yoda in 5 years. And, you know, and that's what's going to be really fun, because you're going to watch it, and you're going to love the wine. And I think, hopefully, this is really resonating, because I think wines at 15, 16 bucks, way too many people don't think that you can put them away. They're not serious, and that's crazy wrong. Some of the best wines I've had at Burns Steakhouse in Tampa are $7, $8 wines from the 80s. Mataron, Tanak, Hor, crazy little things called Love, and this is a very solid effort. Let's move on. That was fun. That was a good rant, right, Matt? I didn't breathe that whole time. All right, now this is something I'm really excited about. I think it's Umbria's most exciting kept secret, Mott. I'm going to put you to work. We did an episode on Sagrantino di Montefalco. Link that up. Please scroll down the screen. If you have an iPod, get home and watch an old episode of Sagrantino. This is one of the best kept secrets in Italy. These are very interesting wines made from the Sagrantino grape. 2003 vintage from Goretti. 92 points, wine enthusiast, $30 US, 2003 vintage, Sagrantino di Montefalco. A lot of people have never had one. A lot of people had their first after we did the Palo Buy on Wine Library TV. That's a $60, $70 wine. People flipped for it. There's something about this wine from Umbria. In the 70s and the 80s, it was really made for dessert wine, the Sagrantino. Then there was a big shift in American wine drinking where we just stopped drinking dessert wines cold turkey after it was like the big category. Goretti is a very nice producer. 03 was a hot vintage, if you remember. Everybody was dying from 110 degrees in Italy, you know, and they didn't have air conditioning in Europe. It's always a little weird. By the way, 5-star hotels in Europe. I don't know. Anyway, so Goretti, a really nice producer. You rarely find Sagrantino at this $30 price point. Usually it is more expensive. And a 92-point wine enthusiast wine at that price. This one I flipped for. We bought a crap load of it. We did really well with it, trickling down, but more importantly, a very good wine from an area that I want so many more people to discover. So sit down, let's get cozy, let's twirl this a lot, let's really break this down. It's a $30 wine, let's give it a sniffy sniff. God, this is really interesting nose. By the way, I totally went somewhere else. I wasn't even thinking, so I need to come back and do this again. I'm sorry. I just totally went to a different place. So to me, this has like a really interesting roasted peppers kind of thing going on a little bit on the nose. A sun-dried tomato component coming through that I like quite a bit. Dark cherries are coming through. I get a little bit of oregano on the nose, which I like quite a bit. And then like almost like a passion fruit papaya thing. Very tropical on the tail end, which is very unusual for a red wine. Really interesting nose. I'm really getting into this. This is the kind of nose I can really get into. Especially the sour cherry. Oh, what is that? Somebody's going to hit it. Leave a comment if you're getting what you're getting on this nose. It's not rhubarb. I can go all night. Man, this is a neat nose. Very floral, very pretty. This is, a lot of times what I think of bouquet. Worth the price of admission, and this is no exception. I'm really fascinated by this nose. These wines have only been open for about an hour. Again, if you decant this next day, again, these two wines, pump them or just leave them on the counter. You'll be shocked what you're tasting tomorrow if you and your friends don't finish off the secret pack. Let's give it a whirl. God, there's something here. Somebody's going to leave a comment and nail it. If you're a Barolo, Brunello, Barbaresco fan, totally different wine. Not stylistically, but quality. The quality that you spend $50, $60, $70 in those categories, you can get for $30 in this category because Sagrantino is still unknown, still under the radar. I get a gorgeous sourness to this wine, just beautiful, beautiful sour cherry. I get a lilac component. I get a burnt tire kind of thing going on. Very rustic. There's a lot of you right now who tasted this wine who loved the first 70-80% of this wine, and this finish is too dry and bitter and tannic for you. Two things. One, you can let it sit, and tomorrow you'll be surprised how much that changes. Two, lay this down, if you can find it. Put 3 bottles in your cellar, lay it down for 48 to 72 months, and I guarantee that will go away. It'll be rounded out by this. Do you taste this now if you go like this chocolate, like cocoa powder kind of component? That cocoa powder, that like sour cherry dipped chocolate, dark chocolate, not the milk chocolate that most of you like milk chocolate better than dark?
I like milk chocolate better.
I like white chocolate the best, by the way.
Really? Dark.
Dark, huh?
Oh, yeah.
So then you'll love this. I mean, this has that really dark chocolate thing going on. Sour cherries dipped in dark chocolate. That bitterness, that gorgeous tannins. This wine will last for 7 to 15 years. Cake pie, whatever that means. Just a gorgeous effort. 30 bones. If you're drinking those Brunellos, Barolos, those rustic, serious wines, this almost tastes like a rusty nail to me. It's like somebody shot me with a rusty nail right in my mouth. Scared, bleeding, but delicious. Very solid effort. I like this Garetti. I think the Wine Enthusiast has this pegged. I'm also following up with a 92-point score. It's got old world flavor, but it still has a little bit of a new world of brightness. A very balanced wine. If you're hanging out watching the Secret Pack and you're about to go have dinner or you're munching along now, save a little bit of this. If you're having like aperitifs right now and you guys are about to have dinner, this is what you want to have. Watch this evolve through the night. You'll be blown away. Wake up tomorrow morning, don't brush your teeth, drink the wine, then brush your teeth. You're going to be shocked how much this develops, and I'm really feeling this wine. It's developing as I taste it. A little rose petal kind of thing going on. Actually, a big rose petal kind of thing going on. By the way, ate a rose this weekend, just flat out took a bite out of a rose. Needed to get that in my mindset, and this is really feeling that. Bottom line is, I'm a sucker for not having Parmesan cheese right here, right now, because it would rip my face off, and I love that. Gorgeous stuff. Love the bitterness. Love the back end. If you like floofy wines that are really soft and easy, Cabernet with a lot of oak, this may not be for you, but if you're looking for some seriousness, some crazy structure, some beautiful like cinnamon stick components on the back end right now, very complex wine. I think it has a lot more going for it than I expected. It tastes even better than when I bought it, which makes me feel real good and really makes me feel like this is going in the right direction. 3 to 5 years, this could be really hitting a sweet spot. Gorgeous. Aha. So we've done face wines in the past. I call them face wines because they all have faces. This is a little project out of France that I just fell in love with. I love the wines. We've done the rosé, and I think we even did the Cahors. I'm not even or the Chinon maybe on a secret pack. I keep sticking these in because again, I hate their packaging and love their wine. So it's the only way to sucker you guys to getting in on these wines and taking your preconceived notions out. Screw top, silly little face. How can this be serious? But I'm going to tell you right now, Mott, zooming in, the Le Gourmand Rivesaltes is a very interesting wine for me. Now this is located, Rivesaltes is located in the Languedoc. It's got that Banyule love, which means this is late harvest, fortified Grenache wine. Anytime you have this kind of wine, you're going to have a high sugar level, you're going to have a high alcohol content, 16%. Bring out your cheese, bring out your chocolate dessert right now if you want to pause me. You're going to want to match it up with this wine. However, I'm going to make a bold prediction. We had some serious wines today. This is going to be the real big hit and miss of the bunch. I am positive, looking for those comments, so leave a comment. This is going to be a lot of people's favorite wine, especially people who like a little more sugar, maybe those inexperienced wine drinkers, and the experienced wine drinkers. This is funny. This is not going to hit the middle. This is going to hit the people that are really into wine and the people just getting into wine. I know, but it makes a lot of sense because that's what happens a lot of times with dessert wines. It's that middle ground that's closed-minded and thinks dessert wines, sweet wines, aren't good. Let's give this a sniffy sniff. If I remember correctly, this nose is going to break your nose. Yep. I mean, this is Strawberry City all day. It really smells like strawberries dipped in caramel coming through on the nose. Enticing, right? Come on, you got excited. Smells like port-like a little bit on the nose. Definitely get that fortified brandy component, like that sugar levels that you get from them, but I get a lot of strawberries. I also get a very interesting underlining cherry fruit roll-up thing going on in the nose, which I like quite a bit. Let's give this a whirl. Strawberry candy. You like them up? I mean,
Oh, it's almost too sweet for you, I think.
even too sweet for you. I mean, this is strawberry candy. That's the bottom line. Actually, this is exactly the strawberry candies. You know those strawberry candies? They look like a strawberry. They're old school. You don't see them too much anymore, Mott. You? I haven't seen
Chinese
those.
restaurant.
Chinese restaurants, they sell them. You know, you get the strawberry candies, and when you bite them, there's something in the middle, that goo. This is that goo. I'm not kidding. In a wine. This is like a $16 wine, I think. I like that. I mean, I loved this when I had it. I mean, to me, this is the quintessential, chocolate dessert wine. No doubt about it. Lizzie loves chocolate. You get her chocolate souffle, and I gave her a little, this is a killer. This is an absolute ripper. Jack Ripper from, Tripper. It was Tripper, actually. But anyway, let's call him Ripper. Jack Ripper. Remember the Ropers, the spinoff? That was shocking. Anyway, this is the quintessential $7.50 at 16 bones. So think about that. It's like an $8 half bottle. Gorgeous pairing with any kind of chocolate dish, including a Hershey's bar with some almonds. Beautiful nose. It's very simple. If you do not like strawberries, you can't like this wine. If you do like strawberries, you're going to love it. It's gorgeous, explosive, rich, but not too viscous. Right, Mott? That's the thing with this wine. This is what this wine does for me that a lot of others don't. It's almost red wine-like, but with dessert wine flavors, where a lot of other dessert wines that are red get very sticky and get very viscous and bothers people's palates because the weight on the palate is a little too much. This wine will last for 15 to 25 years, guys. This is dessert wine. Lay it down. You don't even have to. It doesn't have a cork. Watch it evolve. But if you are somebody who likes cheesecake, by the way, I had this with cheesecake. Actually, when I had it, and then I gave it to Lizzie with chocolate, but when I had it with cheesecake, it was phenomenal. No need for like the red syrup you usually put on top of cheesecake. No need to go to IHOP and take those sticky containers of strawberry. Pour a little Riveso Le Gourmand, and you're off to the races. Very good stuff. I'm going to go 90 plus points on this. I really like this. This is probably the wine I want most people to try. I just feel like there's a situation here where there's a lot of people in America who will just love this style. Good wines. I've had them before. I've liked them. The Albarino probably was a little less than I remembered it. The Montefalco was right around where I had it. The Syrah was a little bit better. And this I just really, it's an anomaly. It's very interesting. It's different. For me, for a lot of people that have never been into wine, this is what I like to give them. And then for people that are looking for more complexities, especially with dessert wines, it's a real home run with your desserts. Couple of, we've been away for a while, so let's do some house cleaning. Happy birthday to Lena Hakala, Fabio Rodriguez. Fabio Rodriguez, that is some awesome name, by the way. I don't know if this is an anniversary or birthday. It's under the birthday column in my notes, but Ryan and Heather Borgens. I mean, maybe they were born the same day, but I have a feeling that might be an anniversary. And congratulations on their fourth child, to Richard Schaefer, who's the Israeli direct guy, who gave us those great Israeli non-kosher wines. So happy, congratulations, and Happy New Year, fourth child. Question of the day. I've allocated 4 hours tomorrow. What have you been up to? This is your shot. I'm reading them all. I've been skimming. I hadn't been reading all for a long time. I really want to catch up with you guys. I immensely miss you. I hope you enjoyed this episode. This was outrageous fun for me because I knew going in I already had these wines, which is a rarity. I mean, probably have had, of the thousands of wines on Wine Library TV, I've probably had them already 11 times. So this was really a lot of fun. I'm proud because I think you're out there trying these wines. I feel pretty darn good. I got to be honest with you. I'm going to be really depressed if I see people not liking these wines because I really try to pick wines. I mean, this wine is not going to be, it's funny. I say I picked wines that I think everybody's going to love. This is definitely acquired taste. This is definitely an acquired taste. The Albarino is also an acquired. I mean, this is probably going to be the home run across the board. I just see a lot of people liking it, but I'm going to have to read the comments to find out. So, question of the day is, what have you been up to? How are things? Talk to me. I'd love to hear from you. I mean it. Everything else is good. Mott, good to be back. We're here for a while. A lot less traveling in the fourth quarter. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun to do shows that aren't pre-taped, very current events. Going to stay on top of it. Dying for October 11th. Cruise sold a lot of cabins last week. Mott, link up the cruise. I'm a little bit worried. It's starting to get to the nitty-gritty. You need to start thinking about it. We got the corkage. I'll get more into the cruise later. We got a lot of cool stuff going on. You, with a little bit of me, we're changing the wine world, whether they like it or not.